Namaskar. Apologies for the slight delayed start. I was loading up a lot of information and the person who shot him has been caught. And his name is Tyler Robertson. Last name I'm not 100% sure. It kind of flashed by my eyes, but he has been caught. I think he's a 22-year-old, and the FBI did a good job of catching him. And more information is coming out. He is white Caucasian, and we'll get more information from this. But I'm here to talk about how the student community across the country is treating this assassination. And I'm saying this with full responsibility. I'm shocked beyond words. Is this what the youth of America turning to? And what is going to happen to this country 5-10 years from now? Because I'm going to show you a couple of videos. Take a look at that. And one of them is reasonable. The other one, I mean, I just can only shake my hands in disbelief. And I'm also going to give you a slide deck on what happened. Some states are starting to crack down on some of this nonsense. So you'll know that also. So quick request to all of you to please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, do subscribe to our channel. Here's the first video I'm going to show you. Look at somebody is actually interviewing students at a campus on what they thought of what happened to Charles Kirk. Here we go.
Shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
Yes.
Let me just pause here for a minute. You know, some of you students, I know many of you are not going to watch it, but on the accident that some of you do watch it. You know, Charles Kirk was 31 years old. He had 2 children, 3-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son and a wife. And he was the only earning member in the family. I mean, don't you think from a humanistic point of view that killing someone just because they don't have the same set of beliefs as you do is wrong? I mean, are we descending to such a level that you are going to have shootouts in dinner conversations? Is that what this is pointing to? That's what is my bigger fear. Just listen on.
Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a who I'm like, yeah, he's an you know? I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think his political views are correct, you know?
We're going to step away from this because you're just trying to...
Well, you let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know,
anyways.
I love the right. I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say the other way. But I think the left has disputed so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid shit like this. But they're going to flip it and see, oh, he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to.
This goes on, and there are a few who actually condemn it, and this person is one of them. Let's see what happens in a classroom. Just take a look at this one. This is a classroom.
Why are we cheering for someone getting shot? Like, no matter what political beliefs are, we should not be cheering that someone got shot. He has a family. We do. I value everyone's beliefs, but we should not be cheering as a class that someone got shot. He has a family. He has a family. He has a family. Yes, and who shot them? A transgender person. Yes. It doesn't matter. You should not be cheering that someone got shot. What do you mean? You just pointed out the fact that they were transgender. What about straight white? Yes. You should not be cheering that someone got shot.
Well, you got the idea there. She is like the lone voice there, trying to reason with the other students that you should not be cheering when somebody is shot, even if that person doesn't happen to have the same views as you. Viewers, the academia in United States is 85% left or liberal. So only 15% are either neutral or non-left/liberal. And this is what gets taught in the campuses. Now, when you have STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, people are more focused on the subject matter, so they don't really give weightage to your political leanings. But on social sciences, that's not the case. These things get argued to death. And everybody who does engineering or any other STEM course also, you have to do a set of courses which happen to be like social sciences related. So somewhere, this is now becoming much more of a pandemic in the US campuses. I bet my bottom dollar the same thing happens in UK and Canada and many other developed democracies, and so much for development in a democracy, because this is not what one would expect to see. Now, I'm going to share with you a slide deck on what is happening about this, because people, at least many states, are swiftly moving to try and put a curb on this one. So you saw the death celebration. He was the founder, Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA and a prominent MAGA youth activist. And he was assassinated on the 10th of September at Utah Valley University. He was shot with a single bullet to the neck while addressing a rally. The FBI released a series of footage and photos of the suspected gunman who fled the scene. I have like 15 or 10 reference links here. You may be wanting to see those things. You'll get much more footage as well as much more data. Utah Governor Spencer Cox shared that 7,000 leads and tips have been submitted by the public so far. Now, he went and surrendered himself. I think his dad told him that that's the right thing to do. Be that as it may, that is happening. That thread is continuing. But I'm just looking at what America is thinking today. There was $100,000 reward, and I don't know, maybe his father will get it. I have no idea. The suspect is believed to be of college age, wearing. So these are all descriptions. But so far, everything that this is the guy. And you can even see one of the videos where after doing the deed, he jumps from a roof and he starts running away. And the bigger problem here is this has kind of put a volcano in the American politics. Now, I'm hearing also that the shooter, Tyler Robertson, is actually a MAGA, which means this is a Republican Party faithful, killing one of their own. I see, to me, what is sad is that we don't have, or we don't seem to have, or we have lost the capacity to engage with somebody in a debate on views who don't happen to align with yours. I don't know how many students in the campuses are just going along because that happens to be the majority opinion. But I can tell you one thing, students, you are there to study. In fact, many of you are going to be saddled with a lot of debt when you graduate. And as for owning a house, I think that's very, very far in your horizon. So please, don't get into politics. Don't start commenting about them even, because this could affect your employment status also. These days, people are looking at everything, all dimensions of a candidate they are hiring, because the jobs are expensive. They don't want to go through another hiring process. They want to make sure that they have the person they think is the best fit. So this is a huge problem. I can tell you honestly, don't even if you have strong views, don't put them down on social media, Instagram, TikTok, anything. Just please concentrate on what you are in the campuses for or in high school for. That is to get a good education. Sorry, I've said this many times, but the more I see things like this, I'm compelled to repeat myself. What was the controversy about Charles Kirk? He was a known anti-DEI program. He also used to make comments that were often construed as racist, anti-Semitic, and inflammatory. And he was, I mean, he used to bring his religion, his faith into his arguments, which is not wrong. I mean, I have no problem with that. I mean, this is, like I said, you can agree to disagree with somebody in a civil manner. His critics, especially among progressive educators and activists, saw his death as a symbolic blow against conservative youth mobilization, though most condemned the violence itself. Online, some left-wing voices mocked for celebrating his killing. Now, what has happened about educators and teachers? And there's a separate thing about Florida. I'll touch upon that in a minute. These are all various states. Massachusetts, Samantha Marengo posted a video singing "God Bless America" in front of Kirk's death coverage. 2 other school staffers were also placed on leave for inappropriate posts. 𝗏𝗏𝗿𝗂𝗏, a social studies teacher in South Carolina, wrote, "America became better today." There, I said it. He was fired. Matthew Kurgol, an Oskaloosa, Iowa, Oskaloosa High School art teacher, posted on Facebook, "One Nazi down," labeling Kirk a Nazi. He was also placed on administrative leave. Here in Texas, Joshua, here meaning like next, in Texas, Joshua Baker, a biology teacher, wrote, "One down, now get the rest of these fools," denouncing conservatives. No punishment has been indicated yet. Jennifer Cartmarsh, again from Texas, mocked Kirk's death with a smirking Bitmoji post, which was investigated by the district. Kristen Eve from North Carolina, a Department of Defense education activity teacher at Fort Bragg, called Kirk a garbage human and suggested things needed to get violent. In Naples, New York State, a teacher of a public school called Kirk an aspiring goebbels on Facebook, writing, "Good riddance to bad garbage." Jennifer Courtmarsh, again Texas, Robert E. Lee High School, posted on Facebook, "Could Kirk have baited just one too many people? Could this have been the consequence of his actions catching up with him?" with a smirking Bitmoji. An intervention specialist in Cleveland, Ohio, at Canterbury Elementary, wrote on social media, hoping Kirk never finds rest and always suffers in eternity. I mean, I can go on and on. Oregon, Illinois, California. And there is a University of North Texas student confronting classmates laughing at a video of Kirk dying. This is what you saw just now. 𝗏𝗏𝗿𝗂𝗏, Greenville, was fired by Greenville County Schools after an investigation confirmed the post. An assistant dean at Middle Tennessee State University was fired for celebrating Kirk's death on social media. A social studies teacher in Greenville County, South Carolina, was terminated for posting "America became greater." Now, after this, what happened? Well, Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, has ordered a statewide investigations into teachers, promising to hold educators accountable for vile, sanctionable behavior. Florida Education Commissioner issued a warning to teachers about social media posts linked to Kirk's death. In Cornelius, Oregon, a city councilor faced an ethics investigation after calling Kirk's death justice. School boards across Massachusetts, South Carolina, Texas, and Iowa have launched disciplinary actions. Well, what does all this indicate, viewers? It shows that there is a polarization in the United States, and that is getting deeper and deeper. The education system has been politicized with speeches, which teachers spreading ideology in classrooms. So the universities, I told you, are already horribly left-leaning, and high schools also appear to have this kind of a bent of mind, and that's when the formative years of a student are. And the schools which may not be adhering to this are probably 1 or 2%. So 98% of America is going to think the same way along this thing. Unfortunately, this what appears to be the trend, and I'm hoping that I'm horribly wrong about this and that it is more of a 50-50. But regardless of it, regardless of who you think is right or who you think is wrong, assassinating somebody in the prime of his life is not right. The clash between freedom of speech and professional accountability has reignited debate over whether personal social media posts should cost educators their jobs. Okay, this is a good point here. I mean, somebody may have personal beliefs and that might have been taken out of context. Now, if you want to do something like that, if you want to share it in a group that is private, I think it's okay. But if you're going to do it as a public post, and if you happen to be in a post that could influence young minds, I'm putting my words very carefully, then that could become a problem. Of course, the courts will have to decide what is right and what is wrong. Doxing and harassment have escalated, with political opponents using the tragedy to expose, target, and intimidate individuals. The unfortunate thing is, Kirk's death is not just a tragedy, but a flashpoint in America's culture wars, symbolizing how violence, polarization, and now extremism permeate civil life. How long is this going to go, you think? After all, I have the Wall Street flashing in the background with the US flag, and I chose this thing with reason, because the place America is for the home of the brave. And unfortunately, what we are seeing now is a systematic breakdown of regular order. And I can't say that Democrats in general are responsible for it. There are a small set of people there who I think are doing it. Unfortunately, they are the voice that is drowning the rest of the Democratic Party. They need to go through this thing. They need to understand that this is not going to work well, and they need to fix this. But beyond that, what should America be doing? America should be uniting, not dividing. And the more such things happen, the more, I'm afraid, people are going to get even more polarized. For example, there was this one hotel manager I think it was in Texas, if I remember correctly, who got decapitated with a machete by an illegal immigrant from Cuba. How many people have even noticed that? And that story, I mean, the guy just calmly starts playing football with a decapitated head. I mean, it's gross beyond, any comprehension. Is this what America has come to? And what was the reason for 15 million or 20 million illegals to be just brought in? What has that accomplished? These kinds of mindless, senseless killings? I'm at a loss for words on what I'm seeing America go through. It is really, really being, cut from within, and people are having impossible positions and they don't want to change. So in social media, what happens, and we have discussed this before also, you get into your silo where it's like an echo chamber, and anything you say gets, supported by others. So even if it is a bad idea, somehow you think that you have a great idea and you just go and do it. Who knows? Well, after some time, you will start seeing some more information about the shooter and his motive for doing this. 22-year-old, what do you think he could have been going through? And anyway, it's sad. That's all I can say. I have a few questions to take from you guys. Let me see if I can answer those questions. Let me just line them up. Just give me 1 second while I need to adjust something else. Students are radicalized. It's sad that they are trying to normalize it. Very true. Only Vivek Ramaswamy can save the USA now. No politician can match him. Couple more questions here. I'm just lining them up. Somebody who's saying that not fail empathy for him, it's okay. It's last. What is discussed? Let's discuss what is Hinduism about karma. Having a family does not automatically qualify for empathy. Well, no, I see where you're coming from. The point I'm trying to make is that you can civilly debate these things. I mean, if I tell you some of the things that happened when he was taking questions from various campuses, it's just disgusting. He has been together with Vivek Ramaswamy on many campuses, and those led to very spirited debates. I'm just lining up more questions, viewers. A lot of them here still. Many coming in still. Okay, let me just take the questions now. First question from Mitra Mela. Democrats who are not the gun-toting, trigger-happy rednecks, we are witnessing years of American exceptionalism and white nationalism coming to haunt. Tyler comes from a Republican family. That's true. That's what I said. Yes. Manoj Soma says, good morning, sir. The drug supply is down. Attacks on immigrants are down. Inflation is also down just because of Trump. But why the leftists never take into eye? You know, Manoj, when somebody gets on to some of these drugs, they don't even know what they are doing. I'm not trying to apologize for anybody. I'm just saying that this has become a very, very bad thing in the society. The same thing, Savio Garu shouting out that Middle East investments move into education is the result of this. I'm fearing more about India. Maybe Rama should help us. May Rama help us. Well, Mitra Mela says, Charlie Kirk called Hinduism evil in the same event and also used the same old casteism argument, a bunch of hillbilly rednecks with guns. What do you expect? Mitra, you know, just because somebody is ignorant about your religion doesn't mean that, you know, you should start immediately saying, what do you know? I think Hinduism and Hindus in general, we have not really done a good job of educating our people. Only in the last 10-15 years, you have seen, you know, groups being formed to educate people about Sanatana Dharma properly and what it is when you are saying that, you know, Nataraja is dancing in front of, on top of a baby. These literal pictures have to be explained in a more easier to understand way. Same with, I mean, the people who are depicting this, they are, you know, they are not interested in showing Hinduism in good light. In fact, they are going the other way around. And I've tried doing this many times. And what happens at the end is that, you know, it's just one small step forward. In fact, after winning many arguments in the California Board of Education, not much has changed at the book level. The only thing is, parents have to tell teachers that, look, there is another version of history that exists about Sanatana Dharma, and you should teach that to the students too. Some teachers agree, others don't. What do? You have to teach your children that, look, what you have read in the book might give you the points you need, but this is what the truth is. Heartsap says, Sree, did you see ANI Smriti Prakash tweeted saying educated Indians are celebrating death of Kirk? She is putting all American Indians at risk of grievous injury during civil war. I mean, should not paint everybody with the same brush. I don't know. I have to take a look at that. Smita is normally a very responsible journalist. I don't know. Sometimes when you're typing it with your fingers, right, you can make some mistakes. I hope it did not. She did not mean it. Next one. Is it still worth taking up US citizenship? I qualify, but fear this country is going down the wrong way. Economy heading for collapse. I don't think US is going to collapse. If anything, Europe is in much worse shape. If you happen to be a citizen of a country in Europe, you need to think twice. You need to start thinking of other alternatives. In the United States, though system does go off track sometimes, there are good ways to correct it and restore balance. I think that's also that's what's going to happen. You have to be a little bit patient. Like, for example, we thought that the tariffs are going to be set in stone, but not. Right now, there's a delegation from US which is going to India. They're trying to fast track it again. So there is something that took place, and tempers have calmed and things are beginning to come back on track. And with that hopeful news, I'd like to stop here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.